overcast conditions now. Yesterday was a little bit tough. This lake is just so clear that they can get a really good look at your bait, and it's a natural lake. So the only offshore structure is really humps and stuff, or like smallmouth. Really largemouth don't get on it because there's nothing to really follow out there. They could just stay in the shallows and feed on perch, and yet they can go out deep. The only way these largemouth can go offshore in these lakes is if they go into the deeper grass, which is usually how you catch them in the summer in this lake offshore, because that's when they follow the perch out deep, and they'll get on the isolated pieces of vegetation and weed lines. That's usually what they do. But this time of year, it would get warm, so it would push them all into the shallows, into the weeds that are growing into the shallows. And so right now I'm fishing a point right off the main lake, just kind of working my way to a couple fish, because all my fish came shallow. So we'll see what happens. There's a fish. I don't know if he's big. See, yeah, he's a small guy. so much fun. Yep. Little guy. These are, oh, and the sun's coming out. Not really my hope, but hey. So much fun. Yep, that's what we're after. Just not the size. See you, buddy. On a jerkbait. Fan casting this point, as I said. Working it slowly. Water temp is at 59. Yesterday, this was all like 63 from the sun. Pretty nice day yesterday. Warmed up the water. Another fish. School small little bass. Very small bass. Second bass of the day. Not as big. Later today, if the sun comes out again, I'm gonna work that bank, work the cover. We just need to find better quality, that's all. Don't like how the sun's coming out at all. Because now they can get a better look at your bait. As if it was overcast, they'll just bite it. They'll make a better reaction strike. But with the sun on, might need to slow down. With a jig or a lightweight Texas rig, flip some docks where there typically is shade. There's a fish. A little bit better. I just got a boat right next to me. Yeah, still small, but better. Jerk baits. Why didn't I come here yesterday? Fat pre-spawner. And grass can be super, and I mean super time consuming. But yeah, pre-spawning's feeding up. I've caught some post-spawn bass, believe it or not, even though the water is 59 to 60 degrees. It's because before I came here, it's been really warm. The weather's been super warm, but then it dropped. So I don't know if there's many pre-spawn bass. That might have been a post-spawn bass. Sometimes it's hard to tell in these conditions. Very difficult. But in clear water situations, it's very key. I use a translucent jerkbait so they don't get a good look at a solid jerkbait. I find that's really key. There she is. On a 2-bait. Oh, that's better. That's much more better. Oh, yeah. That's a good bass. on a tube bait. Fell right out. It's exactly what we're looking for, guys. Whoops. That's exactly the fish we're looking for, right on that dock. Natural Lake largemouth. See you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. So awesome. On a little tube bait. He doinked me and started swimming off with it. What a great deal. I'm going to pick it apart a little bit more, because usually if there's one, there could be more sometimes. Pretty good largemouth. I find we're starting to get into better qualities. Fish after fish, every fish is getting bigger. That's a good sign. Really good sign. Normally don't get something on the first flip like that. Oh, that would have been bad. We're not going far. Just across the bay, there's a patch of shoreline grass that I'm gonna pick apart down there. Well, it turns out that I found some deep grass and I found a depression in the grass. So it's a drop off with some deep grass and about 9 to 8 feet of water going into 5. So I'm gonna cast right up on it and see if I can or can't get a couple bites on it. Most likely I'm gonna get at least a bite. There's a fish. There's a fish. They will bite on this depression, this grass flat offshore. Oh, I love fishing offshore. Right species, not the size that we need. Alrighty. Little offshore fishing, huh? That won't hurt. There's a fish. Oh, it feels good too. Oh yeah, it's a good one. Oh yeah, that's good fish. Good fish on a tube bait, up shallow. That's what you want to see right there. I went on a little dry spell. That's a good fish. Up there shallow on a tube bait. That fish was up shallow, I'm noticing, because that fish wasn't as fat, meaning he's not feeding up for the spawn. He's really skinny. I feel like they already spawned. I'm seeing a lot of beds up shallow, empty beds. Like I can see up here, I can see lighter spots on the bottom, which indicates a bed. There's a fish. Yep, all shallow, all on tube baits. Pretty quality too. Typical northern largemouth. That's what we need. Way up shallow, I mean inches of water. The Clearwater Lake. I tried an offshore spot. As you guys remember, I was fishing offshore for a little bit. I was fishing a deep grass depression. Got a bite there. Really didn't come back. Yeah, there's a bed right there. Really didn't come back. And that really didn't work out too well. Yeah, these are all old beds. They already spawned most likely. Got her. There you are. I knew it right by the dock. That swim jig is gone. Down the gullet. Yeah, she wasn't coming out. You could tell that these bass have been sitting in the sun, because you could see how black and dark their back is. That's like a tan to them. Thank you, buddy. That's a good one. Alright, there's gotta be more in there. That felt good. Right on that dock. They're relating to these specific places, whether it's grass, a dock, or some rock on the shoreline. That's where we catch all our smallmouth, of course. But she bit. Small guy. He was swimming with it. Yep. Post spawn. Okay. We got a little pattern here. Oh, missed him. He come off. I don't know if it was a good one. Dang. Shoot. This is a steeper bank too. We got some grass vegetation. This is a high percentage example of high percentage area. Now, I'm usually looking offshore and trying to find some places you can catch some fish offshore, but they are not pulled out yet. A lot of these fish are skinny. They're not pre-spawn, they're really skinny. I bet you they already spawned, because I'm seeing some beds once in a while in places. So that tells me that they haven't made their way outwards yet, because back there, like I said, when I was fishing offshore, I found some grass grown in 9 to 10 feet of water. So I'm like, that's perfect. I'm gonna fish that. I'm gonna fish that depression I just graphed on my graph. And I started fishing, I got one bite, and I'm like, yeah, they're not pulled out yet. If they're pulled out yet, I would have cranked them on that spot. Oh, I got a fish. He bit it swimming. They're awesome. Pretty quality bass. Nice largemouth. He bit it when I was trying to rip it out of grass. That's just a reaction strike right there. Some of these fish are biting off reaction strike. Goodness gracious. Alright guys, GoPro died. I just pulled up to a bank leading into a spawning pocket on a point. And here we go. Another largemouth. This one looks like it's pre-spawn. Bigger stomach to it. Right here. No, he's still post-spawn. On a jerkbait. Just like it was in the morning.